Multi-exclusive dimensional being Kyle with another exclusive. Today's video is going to be about the third eye. Now, first and foremost, let's kill all disclaimers. Words are very powerful. Very. And the words you use are spells. Witchcraft can basically be used and implanted on you and within you. Also your subconscious, yes, unconscious. Also, this can play on a huge aspect. So when we're talking about that in general, listen, the third eye, which is what they tell you it ain't your third eye, first and foremost. Feel me? It's your first eye. Because your inner world created you first. Your spirit came first. Your soul came second, which is this experience. Your spirit is basically your space, your location, and the gas room, basically dealing with straight. And remember, this is no form. This is no shape. So basically, your space, your location is basically you off back. Now, your soul is what basically came from your spirit to create an experience, which is the waters, the feelings, the emotions. So that's basically adding. So when you add more to that, it becomes weight, it becomes matter, it becomes dense. Now, boom, you became into existence. Basically, your structure, your shape, your form, which is third person, which is basically the third concept, which is your third eye, which is this physical representation. But the real eye is the spiritual eye, the all-seeing eye, the within. Feel me? This eye right here. Basically, this is what's inside of you, within you. But your spirit is sitting up there in a chair. Your soul is basically experienced second person. Your body is third person. So anybody that's saying this is the third eye, it ain't the third eye. It's the first eye. So basically, now look, your first eye will always be open, and it will always be open to shit, people, places, and things. So this is not something where it's needed to be open, because basically, when you close your eyes, it start to activate, it start to open, it start to expand, it start to integrate. So basically, this is what you see, especially when you go to sleep. It's basically on this purge of basically activating, because when you awake, your spirit is sleeping, but it's moving. But when you close your eyes, it opens. It start to rise. It's basically starting to rise, to rotate. And of course, we are rotating. The Earth is rotating right. For me, the right brain is basically dealing with what's inside of you. Basically dealing with metaphysics. Left brain is dealing with logic, the way we think, rational. Thinking the communication, which is the sun representation. The moon is our feelings and emotions, our mother, our macabre. Feel me? Now look, the moment you came into this world, is the moment your third eye, which, well, I'm gonna just say third eye because people, places, things, they so consumed, they so used to the third eye, but this is your first eye. This is what's his first shall be first. Last shall be last. First shall be last. Last shall be first. Now, basically, when you came into this world, this right here, your ability to imagine, because this is how you got here with the imagination. Basically, your spiritual consciousness created your subconscious and basically brought you down here into existence. That all was basically dealing with the imagination. And your mind is basically what your spirit create. Basically. It ain't got nothing to do with the spirit. This is your bitch. This is your body. Feel me? Listen, when we talking about spirits, a spirit don't have no agenda. No agenda. It takes any shape, any form, any vessel, any male, a female, it don't matter. Feel me? Just like how a female can go inside you, with them being possessed, a male can go inside a female. Same shit. Feel me? That's how a person's places thing is created. Feel me? And deals upon that aspect, whether it be a male or female. Feel me? So depending on how the person was vibrating, depending on how the person was thinking, that's how you was brought into existence. Feel me? Spirits take many shapes and forms. It don't matter. And when you come into this existence, if you're a female, you gotta learn how to utilize more of your masculine side. When you a male, you gotta learn how to be more feminine. And this may sound crazy. This may sound gay, but look at it like this: when you a female, you already tapped within that power, tapped within inside the realm. So you gotta utilize your more masculine, the more self-expression. For me, you can't be too much in your feelings and emotions. For me, we need more actions. Now, when we talk about a male, You need to tap into your powers. Go within. Feel me? Don't be too masculine. Don't be too left brain and shit. Learn how to utilize both. Blend them both together so you can utilize and see things from within the aspect, from within the subconference. Now listen. And when we're talking about imagination, imagine the imagination is powerful. The third eye is very fucking powerful. Feel me? And what you're paying attention to is what you're gonna receive. So if you're paying attention to bullshit, you're gonna receive and get back bullshit. Feel me? Because this first eye right here is very powerful. Feel me? It's very powerful. Feel me? This is what creates and bring things into existence for you as far as how you utilize it and basically ride this astral travel. So now, the moment you got caught up into the program of once you came into this existence, you was violated or ripped. The way you came out of your parents' belly, the shit that they was implanting inside you, all the circumstances and situations that are basically fuck with your health was taking shape and form, depending on what the doctor was injecting your mind with. And remember, when you come into this existence, you're fighting your mother's demons. Because you came outside her. You was in her feelings and emotions. Her subconscious. Through those 9 months. And your spirit knew what the fuck it was doing when it created you. When it was inside your mother. So once you came into this existence, this is how your ability to create and imagine was basically very precious. That's why kids are attacked and kids are basically harmed the most. And of course, kids go missing daily on a day-to-day basis. Kids basically get stolen from their opportunities. Children are very powerful. Feel me? People out here doing all kind of wickedness. All kind of wickedness. We ain't gonna talk about these people though. These people gonna get what's coming to them. But when we talking about your first eye, this is very powerful and this is very intense for me. And of course, this is your ability to bring things into existence. Your imagination is powerful and rich. The moment you came into this existence, you was violated. Of course, you was playing with your toys. You was having fun. You had your child life. Feel me? But what happens after that? You grow up. Feel me? You start to become what? Start to get ready for preschool. You got to start to go to daycare, which is still cool too. Feel me? You still get to play around and shit. But after daycare, what happens? Pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade. Now look, that's when you're in the program. That's when things start to get fucked up. Feel me? That's when things start to get a little. Feel me? You still keeping your imagination, everything. You still dreaming big. You feel me? You still having good dreams. Okay, cool. Third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade. Cool. You still dreaming like 7th, 8th, 9th grade, 10th grade. Boom. High school now. Boom. You graduated high school. Boom. What happens? College. Job. Boom. You basically grown up now. Feel me? Your third eye is basically calcified right now. So basically, for your whole life, instead of you creating, you're already rich. When you come in this world, you're rich in spirit, you're rich in soul. Feel me? Now, without the spirit and the soul, you don't have a physical shape and form. I want people to understand and understand that shit. So when they say college, when they say work and all this other bullshit, when they say you have to go there, you don't have to do none of that shit. All you have to do is use your imagination. Feel me? And you can create and become whoever you want to be. But basically, when you come into society, you get caught up into programs, runs of realities, and it blocks you, and it basically put a firmament around your imagination. So of course it's very hard because all these programs that you're into, it ain't hard. You can basically have a balance in between. But these programs, what they do is they take your imagination, they take your third eye, and they create what they want to create for it. So basically, they sucking your imagination dry to the point when somebody does come to you with this shit, you look at them like they crazy. You look at them like, yo, what the hell is this person talking about? You look at them like, yo, what the fuck is this motherfucker talking about? Of course, because you was robbed. Feel me? You got to wake up. You got to take your power back. Feel me? It ain't late. It ain't never late to basically tap within. Feel me? And it's to the point where kids are so powerful, they see things. They sense things. Feel me? And of course, when the kids tell their parents, like, yo, dad, mom, I seen this. Parents look at them like, what? What are you talking about? Feel me? So parents went through the same phase, the same process. They seen shit when they was young. When they grew up, some of them, they work like workaholics and shit. They ain't got time to use their imagination. Feel me? And it gets very difficult, gets very hard because it's like, yo, once you graduate high school, either high school or job, what happens? Oh shit, I need money, yada yada yada. What happens? You go right into the job. Boom. And you working 9 to 5. You just got the job. Boom, boom, making the money. Hey, ha, ha, ha. Feel me? Now look, you're in your 20s, 25. Yeah, I saved a lot of money. It's gonna take you this hard to get this. It's gonna take you that hard to get there. This hard. You're in your 30s, in your 40s now. Boom. Oh, you did your whole life, man. You work like a slave your whole life for no reason. All you had to do was utilize your imagination. All you had to do was dream. All you had to do was imagine. All you had to do was basically give more of your time to yourself. See, that's where they fuck up at. Society taught you to give more time to something outside of you, to basically reflect on the back. So basically, society taught you how to reach for things outside of you, versus instead of going inside of you to basically put out your inner world to basically bring this thing into existence. Because remember, the more power you put it within yourself, is the more you get back. Feel me? And the thing is, people get so lost into this shit. It's like they become slaves to this shit. It's like the Matrix. Feel me? And if you don't break out of this shit, you gonna be lost. You ain't gonna have no imagination. You ain't gonna have no idea. Some motherfuckers don't even dream. Some motherfuckers just is lost. Feel me? Go to work, come home, eat, watch a little TV, and go to sleep. Feel me? That shit is very depressing. It's very hard. Like, who wanna basically do that shit? Nobody. It's very depressing. Like, trust me. Like, it ain't something you wanna do. Feel me? A lot of people been down that road. Feel me? I've been there, done that. And of course, I'm just here to basically let people know that it ain't hard. It's never too late to basically take your power back, especially during these times too. Feel me? Because if you don't find yourself, if you don't know thyself, you're gonna basically fall for the same trap that they basically put you into. Feel me? It's very important to basically know where you're going. You got to know where you came from. And if you're not tapping into your powers and shit, and if you just basically being naive to the dreams that you have, then you just missing out on a whole lot. That's why it's good to keep a dream journal. That's why it's good to write things down, so you know what's going on, so you'll be aware about things, circumstances, and situations. It's very powerful, man. This first eye shit is very powerful for me. It's very big too. So it's the ability to bring things into existence for me, and that's all you gotta do. All you gotta do is sun gaze, moon gaze for me. That's all you gotta do. And then you ain't gotta work no damn 9 to 5. Who told you that shit, huh? It's all bullshit. It's all lies. For me, it's a trap to trap you here and keep you trapped and enslaved. For me, got you working, got you going to college your whole life. Now you gotta pay debt. For me, now you lost. For me, now you gotta look for another job. Some people go to college, they don't even get a job. For me, and of course, I ain't bashing the people that's in college. And I ain't bashing the people that did go to college. Some people went to college. Some people became successful. Some people go to college. Some people became in debt. Some people go to college. Some people still paying circumstances, which and some people wasn't in debt. I'm just letting people know that even if you are in college, you ain't even have to do none of that shit. You ain't even have to go to the school. You ain't have to have a 9 to 5. You ain't have to learn this bullshit that they taught you. Feel me? You're supposed to come here to use this shit as your bitch. You ain't supposed to come here to basically be used as a bitch. And I'm talking for males and females too. And when I utilize the word bitch, I don't want people to get offended, because every male got a bitch in them, which is a feeling, emotion, which is a moon, which is a concept, which is the inner world. And I don't want people to get lost. That's the thing. People get lost into words. I mean, like in this world, this society, the way you think is what you imagine too. The way you what you push out is what you gonna receive. And the more time you put into yourself, is more you're gonna receive. The more time you put in it to at work and not use it, and that's the thing too. A lot of people, they go to work, they get lost into the concept of working 9 to 5 and shit. Of course, their mind be like, oh, I hate this place. Their mind just be lost. I mean, it's very important to make sure you keep your mind. Your mind is very powerful, and it's very important to basically utilize it. Because if you're not utilizing your mind, somebody gonna take your mind. Somebody gonna take your mind from you. Feel me? And you're gonna be carrying. You're gonna basically be fighting a whole lot of demons every time you clock in that work. You're like, oh, I want to be here. Feel me? And work is a low vibrational ass place too. Think about all the times that people put their they catch his attitudes, get angry, get mad and shit, suck their teeth. Feel me? They leaving all of they residue of emotional angerment, emotional dissatisfaction. Basically, every time you walk in the side, that shit traps on you. Feel me? That's why it's important to turn around, do your 360 and shit. So it's the way we come around, surround. That shit ain't trapping you. That shit ain't residue to your spirit or your soul. It's always important to make sure you utilize your mind and your imagination when you at work or when you at college and shit. Fuck what they saying. This shit is gonna get you to doors that you wouldn't imagine opening in mysterious ways. And this is basically episode one, that third eye, which is your first eye.